Hi, Katie.
Hello.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
There was no force intended in this PODFAST.
None at all, nor blackmail with Christmas lattes.
I know. I mean, what did you think of the new Christmas latte?
I loved it.
Yeah.
And that is a plug.
Yeah, absolutely. Black Forest lattes coming soon. So, we know you very well, but do you want to just explain who you are, what you're doing here, and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm Katie Robinson, and I'm a go-to-market consultant. I've had a bit of a crazy career so far. I started in entertainment, so in theme parks, working with Merlin. I was at Lego, the London Eye, Sea Life, Madame Tussauds, F1, and then I moved into B2B, so I was working in tech, and I work with Notion Capital, so they're one of Europe's VC investors. So lucky, learnt from so many brilliant people.
That's such an incredible history. And then, so like with the theme park industry, there's a lot of highs and there's a lot of lows. But what is one of the kind of the biggest risks you've taken?
Biggest risk, I think, was walking into an alligator enclosure.
Lovely.
So I was working on a PR project at the time. It was more on the reputation management side of things. And I was looking at conservation strategy. So how could we make the work that we were doing at Sea Life, really out there, really useful, really educational. And I basically needed a lot of information from all of these really scientific guys and the guys that look after all of the animals. And I went down and I was so pleased with my strategy and I was showing them. And they said, we're really sorry, but we forgot you were coming. So can we walk and talk? So we were walking through the aquarium and they just gave me a broom. And I was like, that's weird, what's that for? And they walked me into the alligator enclosure and I was sat on a rock like Dudley Dursley, like inside the enclosure, presenting this strategy to get their feedback.
So you were presenting to the alligators, basically. Yeah. You had them all round.
They were more interested in their lunch, to be honest.
So they really threw you in at the deep end.
Live or die for your brand, that's what I say.
Branding at a cost.
Yeah, exactly.
Your life. So, what would you say is one tool or resource that you swear by or that you would recommend to other people?
I think my biggest resource is my network. It's the people around you. I think that's why, I love Mill Street so much. I've benefited so much from being here. I think definitely in the post-COVID world and the hybrid world and the remote work, which all has so much benefits, but I think there's definitely so much still to be said for human connection, whether that's, networking to find introductions, especially sort of going freelance, how do you find new business? But more than that, I think it's how do you energize yourself? How do you stay inspired? How do you stay motivated and accountable? And I think having the right people around me at the right moments in time have played a big part in terms of where I've got to.
Yeah, I think especially post-COVID, it's kind of so easy to be so introverted of the new way of living, so to speak, working
Definitely.
from home. And I guess our place here is very much the idea of getting out and about. Community is at the heart of what we do and collaboration is at the heart of what we do. And it is just trying to build that network, build that support system that you're not on your own in a lot of situations.
Yeah, and I think that the world is moving at such a fast pace, especially with like AI and we've got software creating software now, and I barely even have to sort of write a full sentence for myself because you can plug it into a tool, and I just think in amongst that, the human touch and humanity, people need people at the end of the day. So, yeah.
No, 100%. And most recently, you've actually done a masterclass with us as part of our Boss Diagnostic tool. So obviously, for those who don't know, it is a free tool that businesses can take, and it basically spits out a health check. So it's about a 15-minute survey with some questions about your business, your team, maybe you as an individual. And then it spits out a health check, and then you are able to attend masterclasses like Katie's. So do you want to just sort of explain a little bit of your masterclass and your association with Boss?
Yeah, of course. So, all the experts that they've had on that panel have been amazing. I felt lucky just to be up there with them. But so my workshop was around value proposition, and it was actually, with everything I've talked about going on and all of the kind of clutter and everything you have to think about in a day, I think when you're sort of working so hard on a product and you're so close to it, it's really easy to get lost in the detail, and the detail of how you've got to where you are as well. So it was really stripping back to the basics of, let's forget about the product for a second. What's the problem that you're solving for your customer? At the beginning of the workshop, I asked everyone in a really basic way just to introduce themselves and their kind of business. And it was interesting because they did lead with the product, which is quite natural. Mm-hmm. And then by the end, we did the same exercise and we were all thinking about, what am I out here to do? And who am I out here to help?
Yeah, I mean, I know that your workshop literally booked up like that. Yours was like 10 out of 10, full book, full house, and I got great feedback from it. So it was really lovely that you were part of that. So thank you for doing that as well.
Well, thank you for having me.
Are you ready for some more fun ones now?
Yeah, how does it get more fun than alligator enclosures? I don't know, but...
I knew there was something about you I liked. So, first one, beach holiday or city holiday?
Okay, so I'm not very good at sitting still. So my side hobby, I suppose, project is actually like adventure holidaying.
Nice.
So I'm going to say neither. I spend a lot of time on mountains. So I've been out to Nepal and hiked around Everest. And then earlier in the year, I worked with Grenade on a Challenge Your Limits campaign. So they dropped me off in Alaska.
You get dropped in a lot of random places, Katie.
Don't ask.
I think we need to be concerned about this one.
But no, it was great. So I was sort of hiking around Alaska through to Canada, and then did a 370-kilometre canoe of the Yukon River. Learned a lot about myself.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot about you too.
And next month I'm off ice climbing, so learning how to hack my way up a waterfall. So yeah.
As you do.
Follow
yeah,
along.
Honestly. Bit of a less adventurous question, but if you're a cup of tea drinker, what is the right way? Is it milk first or water first?
Okay, so this is actually more dangerous for me, I think, than climbing a waterfall is making my mum a cup of tea. It's controversial in our house. So I go milk first, which I know is probably not a very popular opinion, but it's efficiency. Like while the kettle is boiling, while I'm waiting, while the tea bag is diffusing.
That's a good way of approaching it.
Work smart and hard, but mainly smart.
Yeah, less time wasting. Just get it done. I like that. And then the final one I've got is, what is your favourite movie quote?
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Where's
There's
that
no
from?
philosophy behind it. It's from Dodgeball.
Oh.
Greatest film. Well, good film. I'm not going to claim it's the greatest, but it's a good quote.
So you're talking about dodging a ball, but then you're going into alligators, ice climbing. Not one to live by. Well, thank you for doing that for me, Katie. I'm sad it's over, actually. That was really quick. But thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thanks so much.